Hello all cosmologists. Don't ever explain your God expanding space with any kind of balloon. Never. Don't do it that because it's very stupid idea. Explain your God expanding space expansion with balloon. This balloon is expanding in space to the outside space which already exists. And this balloon separates nuclei of atoms moving relative to each others. And this movement, it is happening in three-dimensional space, which is nothing. It's three-dimensional stage, which is nothing. Space never was born. It is eternal and infinity three-dimensional stage, which is nothing. So space can't play tricks. It can't expanding, curving, waving, bubbling, or anything at all. It only losers explain phenomena with this kind of hocus pocus space, which play tricks. Einstein opened physics Pandora box with this card, which name is curving space. And you can't explain this card, curving space, with words or visual way. Also, you can't explain your card, expanding space. You can't explain how that expanding space expanding. What giving the possibility for space to expanding. You don't have any clue what kind of God you believe in. So I just say, don't ever using any kind of balloon when you explain your God expanding space. I make video here in TikTok 2 days ago and I tag like 200 people over there already. And I challenge these people who believe in this kind of God, like a curving space, and this kind of God, like an expanding space, to explain how that play doing these tricks. And guess what? Nobody don't make a video yet. I already know nobody is not going to make video, or maybe somebody make video, but I already know that they can't explain this kind of God, like a curving space. And that's the way it is. Because they can't see this God expanding space. Space don't emit light. And also they can't make science experiment with this God expanding space. They can't try to make this expanding space to expanding faster or anything at all. They can only believe in that there is this kind of God like expanding space. It is not space which is expanding. Quarks expanding in space to the outside space which already exists. And the space don't do anything at all. And there is very small scale energy which moving in space. It's not inside space and not outside space. But in space there is very small scale energy which moving in space and it's pushing inside this expanding quarks. All the time more and more energy inside expanding quarks. Inside pressing getting bigger, but it's not. Because these quarks expanding to the outside space which already exists. So nuclei of atoms expanding and residing dark expanding pushing force. Which have a nature of electrons and photons, which also expanding. And when you send like one expanding photon that way where is expanding nuclei of atom, that expanding photon can interactive like a trillions dark energy particle, which also expanding and residing expanding and residing expanding energy. And when this expanding photon interact with the trillions dark energy particle, they start expanding so fast that they don't have a time pushing each other away same way what they're expanding. And they spawn new electron. New expanding electron. And these scientists, physicists, they think about that there was already electron, but there was not. They create new electrons, new expanding electrons with expanding light. And we already have a proof that light expanding, these dark waves, light dark waves expanding and interacting with each other and get each other expanding faster and faster. And so expanding light moving faster and faster. Same way what matter and light expanding. And we have a proof that old light is redshifted cosmologist way, and it is because this old expanding light, it's not so fast for our own galaxy group, for our own expanding galaxy group, new expanding light it is. And when this light interacts with each other's new one, can accelerate this old expanding light speed, and then is redshifting, and this happening in space, which don't do anything at all. So, you believing this kind of God, same kind of, this expanding space is same kind of concept like antique gods was. Zeus, great lightning, and yours God, expanding space, great light redshifting, some way to somehow. But nobody ever explain how that happening. And I challenge you, make a video where you explain how your God expanding space expanding. And I know that you can't. And don't ever using any kind of balloon to explain your God. Do you understand? Einstein was wrong with curving space. Well, right with relative time, you know. But Einstein never could understand that the substance volume, it is also relative. And this is the keyboard theory of everything. Okay, Google Savorinen and go read how universe really works. Okay, cheers.